ممتاز. الآن التسجيل موجود وعندك shared document موجود ونبدأ المحاضرة. As I said earlier, we explained the similarities and differences between the structure of the paragraph and the structure of the essay. And we said earlier also that principally they have three parts, both the paragraph and the essay. They have the first part. For example, in the essay we have the introductory paragraph, and then we move to the body paragraph, in which we give support and evidence to our thesis statement in the introductory paragraph, and then we conclude the essay by a concluding paragraph. Also, the same applies, yes, for the paragraph structure. We have the topic sentence, the first part, supporting sentences, and then we conclude the paragraph with a concluding sentence. The same principles in terms of the structure, but the difference between the two mostly is that we tackle more complicated ideas, and the length is different from the paragraph and the between the paragraph and the essay. Of course, the essay is more lengthy, or lengthier, sorry, is a lengthy one. It's not like the paragraph, because the paragraph could be lengthy, but as regards the organization of ideas, it's better to organize our complicated thoughts, complicated ideas, sophisticated ideas, or more ideas. Not necessarily complicated or sophisticated, but we can tackle more ideas so clearly in the structure, or by the structure of the essay. Now, we are going to explain the structure of the introductory paragraph, okay, into details, and how many types of introductory paragraphs we have to write, to resemble, to start our essays. When you start your essay, you have to start with an introductory paragraph. In general, the introductory paragraph has two ways. In general, not necessarily this is conditional or it's a must, but in general, academically speaking, we have two types of introductory paragraph. The structure of the introductory paragraph, yes, has, or could be, or is composed, or we can say could be of two types. Two types, okay. The first type is called funnel introduction. What is a funnel? A funnel is, as you can see on this shared window, the other window, okay? Let's have some marks. Okay, review, I think, yes. Pencil. Mumtaz. Look at this shape. Here we have what? We have the funnel. Funnel is translated into قمع. Okay, باللغة العربية نقول قمع. هذا القمع we know how to use it. For example, when we want to pour into, يعني from, for example, a bucket. عندنا فد bucket, you know bucket اللي هو settle. هذا الباكيت بمثلا فد ماء، اريد ادير الماء من هذا الباكيت into bottles، يعني ما اقدر اشيل انا الباكيت و it has a wide open، اوكي، واسوي له pouring بالبطل، راح يتبدى الماء كله يتبدى، اوكي. فشنو استخدم funnel، هذا هو القمع. استخدم الفانل حتى اتحرك من يعني مساحة واسعة إلى مساحة جدا يعني narrow. فأتحرك من something wide into something what? Look at this. From something wide, I move from something wide into something narrow. شيئا فشيئا. Okay, sorry. Oh. جيد. Okay, so here we have what? The start of the paragraph, the introductory paragraph. It's like what? It's like an upside down triangle. مثلث لكن بالمقلوب. مثلث بالمقلوب. يعني مثلا إذا بدينا هذا المثلث وهو الشكل الطبيعي للمثلث لكن مستقيم. اوكي. اوكي، وعندنا هنا ننقلب هذا المثلث فيبدأ من الوايد يراد لنا فد استخدام صحيح، ما اعرف شنو اللي المفروض نستخدمه هنا. drawing ماكو مشكلة. المهم بس المفهوم واضح. المفهوم واضح. ريفيو، لا مو ريفيو، هو ريفيو. نعم. اوكي، فعندنا شنو اللي جاي يصير؟
دكتور ليش ما استخدم الشيبس اشكال جاهزة؟
لا مو الشيبس، انا اريد اشرح يعني sometimes يعني I make some explanations, I point at some things. لا كانت يعني بس اليوم ما اعرف شنو اللي صار. انا مستخدمها يعني سابقا مثلا اذا shapes يعني اوكي اللاين مثلا استخدمه. خلينا نستخدم اللاين بالشيبس حتى يعطيني خط مستقيم صحيح. يعني مثلا اي جيد، لا لازم شنو اسوي؟ تك. اوكي ممتاز. وبعد ذلك لا اوكي خلينا نيجي هنا والله نجرب. وبعدين لازم ارسم خط اخر وتركه. ممتاز. لا اوكي ممتاز. هذا المثلث يعني the same. okay, the same idea. The funnel is like the triangle, okay, but upside down. upside down. we start هسه شوف هنا هسه ما اقدر شنو، ما اقدر اشر براحتي، لازم اروح وين؟ اروح الى الريفيو مره اخرى، اخذ البنسل. اذا هذه الجهه مثلا، هذه الجهه الوايد، وبعد ذلك ننتقل الى الناروة. اذا when we start in the final introduction we start with a general statement, general background about the topic. هو هنا الغرض من الموضوع. A general background about the topic. We start widely and then we narrow down the topic until we reach the thesis statement. Look at this. لا 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 يلا لا بس. Thesis statement. Okay. فنبدأ بالجنرال statement وننتهي بالثيسيس ستيتمنت. هذا يسمونه الفانل انترودكشن. فانل انترودكشن. عندنا النوع الثاني. النوع الثاني هو الاتنشن جيتنج انترودكشن. بالاتنشن جيتنج انترودكشن يعني هذه المقدمه اللي نختارها ل يعني to be an introductory paragraph for our essay. We don't start with general background about the topic. We explain it and then we narrow it down. We specify it until we reach the most specific point in the essay اللي هو thesis statement. يعني انت من تبدي تكتب الاساي تبدأ بجملة عامة. هذا يعني as regards the funnel. Okay, the funnel. زين. تبدأ بجملة واسعة. جملة يعني general background about the topic. جملة عامة عن الموضوع. وبعد ذلك تشرح يعني هذا الموضوع بشكل more specific. زين. وتنطي details about it, not details like the body paragraphs in the body paragraphs. لا, تنطي details about this topic until you reach your specific point, your claim, your main idea. Then you start with general background and then moved to your specific point اللي هي شنو thesis sentence اللي انت راح تدافع عنها وانت راح تقدم عنها details, explanations يعني evidence. اوكي, evidence راح تقدم وين؟ في البودي باراجرافز. هذا نوع جدا عام وجدا يعني common عام وكمن في كتابة الاساي. اكو نوع اخر تقول انا ما اريد ابدي بهاي الطريقة. اقول لك عندك طريقة اخرى. الطريقة الاخرى هي ان تبدأ by telling a dramatic story أو funny story. dramatic story or funny story. هنا three of the most common attention getting techniques are telling a dramatic story مثلا or funny story. نقدر نبدأ بستوري وبعد ذلك يعني النوع الآخر ممكن نبدأ ب surprising facts or surprising statistics. فد معلومة جدا surprising. ليش نبدأ بمعلومة surprising؟ حتى we get the attention of the reader, we capture the attention of the reader, we draw the attention of the reader to our topic. We start in such a way by giving surprising fact, giving funny story shortly, or giving statistics, surprising information to capture the attention of our readers. حتى شنو؟ حتى يبقى يتساءل هذا القارئ، يتساءل وماذا بعد؟ يعني ما الذي سيحصل؟ يعني ما هي المعلومات التي ستزودني بها أنت أيها الكاتب؟ اوكي. او يبدا بمن؟ يبدا بهيستوريكال باك جراوند حتى يلفت انتباهك. اذا هذا النوع من الانترودكتوري باراجراف هو النوع لفت الانتباه، يعني يعطيك طريقه حتى يلفت انتباهك. صار واضح الان؟ اذا عندنا طريقتين. الطريقه الاولى نبدا باعطاء general background about the topic, we specify it until we give our what? thesis statement. النوع الثاني نبدأ ب funny story, dramatic story يعني قصة ملفتة للنظر للقارئ، يعني تلفت نظر القارئ، قصة بها نوع من نوع من ال getting attention, capturing the attention, drawing the attention of the reader، بها فد نوع من الدراما، dramatic funny story، يعني تحب تعرف يعني more about the topic. احنا راح نقرا examples وتتوضح الامور كلها. زين. او تبدا ب historical events، لكن at the end of every يعني of the يعني every introductory paragraph at the end of it you have to write your thesis statement، سواء بدينا بالفانل يعني from general background into specific position, specific claim, specific thesis statement، او نبدا بشورت ستوري، surprising facts، dramatic story، historical background. كذلك يجب ان ننتهي بجمله اللي هي مفتاح الاساي كلها اللي هي thesis statement. زين، نبدا بقراءه samples، لكن الان طلاب انتبهوا لي شوي. اولا المطلوب من عندك انه عندك الفيزيكال بوك، يعني الهارد كوبي. اذا تعتمد على الشاشه قد تكون مو واضحه، الشاشه قد تكون مو واضحه. بعد لحظه. الان اوضح. يعني نقرا. we have four paragraphs on pages 80 and 81. فأريدك ترفع ايدك حتى أقول لك اقرأ، لكن أثناء القراءة طلاب، أثناء القراءة أريدكم تفكرون جميعا. أنتم الآن 74 طالب، تفكرون، تفتهمون الباراجراف، تفكرون هذا الباراجراف شلون بدأ وشلون انتهى، واي نوع من الانترودكتوري باراجراف هو انترودكتوري باراجراف، لانه لازم شنو؟ لازم نكتب بعد بودي باراجرافز وكونكلودنج. الان نتعامل فقط ويا الانترودكتوري باراجراف، بعدين يعني بعد ما نشرح الانترودكتوري باراجراف، اجزاء الانترودكتوري باراجراف، تايبس اوف انترودكتوري باراجراف، بعدين ننتقل الى البودي باراجرافز، الى الكونكلودنج باراجرافز الى اخره. اريدك تفكر في كل باراجراف نقراه يقروه زملائك. What type of paragraph is this? Is it funnel introduction or attention getting introduction? And why? نبدأ بزينب سجاد. زينب اقري لي paragraph number 1. خلي اسجل اسماءكم. نعم.
One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Ireland, the crew of fishing boat noticed smoke on the horizon. Thinking that another fishing boat was on fire, they went to investigate. When they got closer, they discovered that the smoke was not from a boat on fire, rather it was from an undersea volcano about to erupt.
Thank you very much. زينب. Okay. Zainab Nabil. Please proceed. Go on.
The next day, as cinders and bombs were blown 1,000 feet into the air, the fishermen had witnessed a rare event, the violent birth of an Iceland. The volcano continued to erupt for about 4 years, eventually creating an Iceland about 1 square mile in area and 560 feet in height. The birth of Surtsey as Iceland is named for scientists and an extraordinary opportunity to learn how life takes hold on Styria Landsman.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to read this paragraph and then just listen to my reading, listen to the pronunciation of some words, and try to imitate these words, okay? Try to say these words, okay? Aloud to practice some pronunciation here. And also listen to my intonation while reading, while there are punctuations, commas, semicolon, full stop, and then I will ask you to read after me, okay? So let's start with introductory paragraph number 1. I'm going to read paragraph number 1. One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Iceland, Iceland lazim, okay? This is Iceland. We have also what? We have island, okay? So it is Iceland because it is the name of the what? Of the island. So let's read it again. One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Iceland, the crew of a fishing boat noticed smoke on the horizon. Thinking that another fishing boat was on fire, they went to investigate. When they got closer, they discovered that the smoke was not from a boat on fire, rather, it was from an undersea volcano about to erupt. The next day, ash, cinders, and pumice were blown 1,000 feet into the air. The fishermen had witnessed a rare event, the violent birth of an island. The volcano continued to erupt for about 4 years, eventually creating an island about 1 square mile in area and 560 feet in height. The birth of Third Sea, as the island is named, offered scientists an extraordinary opportunity to learn how life takes hold on a sterile landmass. Yes, please, Ali Falah. Read it again.
نعم دكتور. One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Iceland, the crew of a fishing boat noticed smoke on the horizon. Thinking that another fishing boat was on fire, they went to investigate. When they got closer, they discovered that the smoke was not from a boat on fire. Rather, it was from an undersea volcano about to erupt.
Thank you very much, Ali. Ali Hassan. Yes, please. Go ahead.
When they got closer, they discovered that the smoke was not from about one fire, rather it was from one undersea volcano about the orbit. The next day, ash, cinders, and pumice were blown 1,000 feet into the air. The fisherman had witnessed a rare event, the violent birth of island.
Thank you very much, Ali Hassan. Thank you, Ali Hassan. Fatima Jafar.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, please. Go ahead. The volcano.
Is the volcano birth of an island. The volcano continued to erupt for about 4 years, eventually creating an island about a square mile in area and 560 feet in height. The birth of Sasti, as the island is named, offered citizens an extraordinary opportunity to learn how life takes hold on sterile landmass.
Okay, Fatima. Adwa Basim.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, please.
Which
Read from the
paragraph?
very beginning. Paragraph number 1.
Okay, Doctor. One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Iceland, the crew of a fishing boat noticed smoke on the horizon. Thinking that another fishing boat was on fire, they went to investigate. When they got closer, they discovered that the smoke was not from a boat on fire. Rather, it was from an
undersea volcano
undersea volcano about
to
airport.
erupt,
The
to
next day
erupt, about to
to
erupt.
erupt.
Thank you very much. Okay. Fatima Rafid.
Yes,
Yes,
Doctor.
yes, go ahead.
Doctor Raif?
لا, go ahead. يعني proceed. يعني continue.
سوري بس ما أندل وين وصلت.
ما تندلين وين وصل؟ ليش ما متابع القراءة؟
لا دكتور وياك بس خربطت.
اوكي. من المنتصف. The next day.
The next day, as children's and ponces were below 100 feet into the area, the fisherman had witnessed the great event, the violent.
Okay, thank you very much فاطمة.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. طلاب يعني هذا الكومنت مو فقط إلى فاطمة رافد، لا، إلى كل الطلاب. من جاي تقرون؟ أولا الظاهر يعني ما محضرين، يعني ما مقارين بالبيت، يعني ما جاي نعطيكم في التحضير، يعني أقول لك اقرأ لي فد مثلا شابتر في رواية أو شابتر في، أو مثلا اقرأ لي فد 2 short stories محضر لي اياهن، يعني 1 paragraph كلش 3 أو 4 paragraphs، يعني 1 essay 4 paragraph يعني 1 essay. قراءتكم يعني ما تبشر بخير. مثلا ضيف كلمات ما موجودة أصلا بالباراجراف، يعني أنا استمعت إلى أكثر من طالب يضيف كلمات يعني children جابها بالموضوع. children ما عندنا children، عندنا senders، فهذا نوع من الارتباك يصير عندكم. مثلا مساء طالبة أضافت هواي كلمات، قرأت الأرقام خطأ، يعني ال1 صار I، يعني إلى آخره. فهذا فقط أمثلة، وإلا الطلاب يعني أنا أستمع لهم ومرات ما أقدر يعني spontaneously correct the reading، لأنه راح يسبب لنا إشكال، النت ضعيف. لكن إذا إحنا مثلا بالصف لا، ما أخلي كلمة تعبر بدون تصحيح. لكن الأونلاين يختلف شوية، فأخليك تقرأ وبعد ذلك أنطي ملاحظات. فاطمة رافد سد المايك من يمك. اوكي فالقراءة جدا ضرورية، يعني القراءة هي مقدمة أولى للكتابة. يعني إذا القراءة عندك بها إشكالات كبيرة جدا، فالكتابة راح تكون صعبة جدا، ما أقول مستحيلة، أقول صعبة جدا. فلازم تمرن نفسك على القراءة، تمرن نفسك على القراءة. أكو طلاب خوش جاي يقرون. اوكي، هسه عندي مثلا اليوم عندي علي فلاح قرأ بشكل جيد، زينب سجاد نوعا ما زين، فأريدكم تقرون قراءة جيدة، تمرن نفسك ونعطيك تحضير. شنو عندك؟ اساي، عندك sentences، عندك paragraphs، تقراهن تتدرب عليهن، مو فقط إلي. يعني هذه القراءة تفيدك في بقية المواد، راح تحسن من قراءتك، راح تحسن من مفرداتك، راح تحسن من فهمك، reading comprehension، حتى strategies of reading، pronouncing words، checking words، looking up words in the dictionary. فبدون قراءة ما تستطيع الكتابة أبدا يعني. والقراءة توسع your ideas، وكذلك expand، توسع your vocabulary items. انت تحتاج الى مفردات، تقرا بالادب، تقرا بالشورت ستوريز، تقرا بالنوفلز، تقرا باللينغويستكس، وتقرا بالرايتنج كورسز، تقرا essays، تقرا paragraphs. هاي كلها خزين لغوي الك، هاي كلها تخليها انت كخزين الك تستخدمها في كل امتحان، حتى تعبر عن مثلا عن ما يدور في ذهنك للإجابة. هاي المفردات أنت تحتاج مفردات، وإلا إذا تعتمد على الحفظ تحفظ اللي منها وتجي تسوي regurgitation هنا. يعني هاي عملية عملية vomiting. you know vomiting، عملية تقيؤ للمعلومة، تجي تحفظها منها وتحطها هنا، ما تتطور ولا راح تتعلم لغة ولا راح يعني تستفيد من هاي السنوات والتعب كله.
العفو دكتور، الصوت راح.
تسمعون الطلاب مو؟
Yes, دكتور.
نعم.
اوكي ممتاز. صار انقطاع بالكهرباء و ما خلي النت على اليو بي اس. اوكي الان نشتغل على اليو بي اس، بعده الكهرباء ما جاي، ماكو اشكال. نقرا باراجراف نمبر 2. باراجراف نمبر 2 منو اللي يقرا؟ اوكي عباس فاضل. عباس موجود؟
نعم موجود.
اوكي paragraph number 2 please. Okay. Yes please go ahead.
بس ضيعت الباراجراف.
العفو دكتور، ماكو شيرنج.
شيرنج ماكو.
ما موجود sharing. اوكي لانه صار فصل. اوكي جيد، خلينا نشوف مرة ثانية. بس طلاب يعني انا بلغتكم المحاضرة السابقة، قلت لكم الهارد كوبي جدا ضروري. اوكي يعني يكون واضح. باكر عقبه اقول لك اقرا كذا تقول لي ما واضحه. الكتاب موجود عندكم بالمكتبه، واعتقد قالوا يوم الاحد يعني دفعه ثانيه تجي للمكتبه. ما اعرف شيك ويا ابو المكتبه، لان سالت الطلاب يعني الف وباء، فقالوا ما موجود ما حصلنا. قلت لهم اذا ما حصلتوا بالمكتبه تحصلوه بالعشار المكتبه العلميه. قالوا لا بالمكتبه اللي موجوده دار المعارف بالكليه راح يوفرها يوم الاحد. فانتم هاي النسخه جدا مفيده، يعني هاي مفيده لكم حتى اذا يعني مو فقط لدرسنا، مو فقط لدرسنا، يعني تفيدك تقرا بيها essays paragraphs، تزيد معلوماتك عن يعني تزيد الايدياز مالتك، سوي expansion to your ideas to your ideas and to your vocabulary items. كذلك هسه موجود ان شاء الله الشير دوكيمنت
موجود. اي موجود.
اقرا لي عباس فاضل، اقرا لي الانترودكتوري باراجراف نمبر 2.
Yes. Moving to a new country can be an exciting, even exhilarating experience. In a new environment, you somehow feel more alive, seeing new sights, eating new food, hearing the foreign sounds of a new language, and feeling a different climate against your skin. uh, Stimulate your senses as never before. Soon, however, this sensory bombardment because sensory overload
becomes okay.
Because sensory overload suddenly.
Thank you very much Abbas.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. عباس عندنا مريم مهند. Please go ahead.
نعم أستاذ.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Suddenly, a new experience seems stressful. Rather, the stimulating and delight turns into discomfort. This is the phenomenon now as culture shock. Culture shock is more than just like of or homesickness, and it affects nearly everyone who enters a new culture: tourists, business travel, diplomats, and students alike. I love think not everyone experience culture shock in the same way. Many experts agree that in the roughly 5 stages.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
عبد الرحمن كاظم.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please. Read paragraph number 2. Yes.
Moving to the new country can be the exciting, even exhilarating experience. the new environment, you somehow feel more alive. Seeing a new sight, eating a new food, hearing the virgin sounds of the new language, and feeling the different climate against your skin stimulate your sense as never before. Soon, however, this sensory bom- bombardment became
Bombardment,
sensory
bombardment,
bombardment
bombardment.
bombard became sensory overload.
Thank you
Suddenly,
very
new
much. Thank
experiences.
you. Thank you very much. Mohammed Salman.
نعم دكتور.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry بس. Suddenly, new experiences seem stressful rather than stimulating, and delight turns into discomfort,
Discomfort.
despair,
Discomfort.
discomfort. This is the phenomenon known as culture shock. Culture shock is more than jet lag or homesickness, and it affects nearly everyone who enters a new culture: tourists, business travels, diplomates, and students alike. Although, although not everyone experiences culture shock in exactly the same way, many express agree that it has roughly 5 stages.
Okay, thank you very much. المايك مالتك هذا بيه اشكال لو غير واحد جاي جاي يقرا وياك.
عباس فاضل
ها؟
عباس فاضل فاتح مايك إن شاء الله.
اوكي. لا بأس. راح اقرا لكم introductory paragraph number 2. Moving to a new country. طبعا new or new. You can read both. يعني both are correct. Moving to a new country can be an exciting, even exhilarating. يعني عندما تقرا حاول تشيك الترانسكريبشن بالديكشنري، واذا عندك اوديو اسمعها يعني many times until you pronounce it well. Exhilarating, even exhilarating experience. In a new environment, you somehow feel more alive. Seeing new sights, eating new food, hearing the foreign. It is not foreign, it is foreign. The G is silent here. Hearing foreign sounds of a new language and feeling a different climate against your skin stimulate your senses as never before. Soon, however, this sensory bombardment becomes sensory overload. Suddenly, new experiences seem stressful rather than stimulating, and delight turns into discomfort. This is the phenomenon known as culture shock. Culture shock is more than jet lag or homesickness, and it affects nearly everyone who enters a new culture. Tourists, business travelers, diplomats. اوكي. قطعت الكهرباء لكن النت موجود. And students alike, although it is not although, it is although not everyone experiences culture shock in exactly the same way, many experts agree that it has roughly 5 stages. Okay. Paragraph number 3, I will read it quickly and ask you to read it. The pilgrims who arrived in Massachusetts للسهولة Massachusetts in 1620 came to find religious freedom. In the 17th and 18th centuries, large numbers of African men and women were brought as slaves to work on large plantations in the South. Immigrants from Northern and Southern Europe came in. the early 19th century to escape poor economic conditions at home. طبعا we can say economic and we can say economic or economic conditions at home. Later in the 19th century, the first immigrants from China came as contract laborers to build the railroads connecting East and West. In the 20th century, political and economic refugees arrived from Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America. Indeed, the United States has seen immigrants come from many different parts of the world, and they have come for many different reasons. Their ability to adjust to life in their adopted land has depended on several factors. وباراجراف نمبر 4 لان ما اعرف اذا رجعت كهرباء او لا، اخلي فقط اقرا لكم اياه حتى بعدين نناقش بعض الامور. شوف هذا الباراجراف، باراجراف نمبر 4 بدايته تختلف. We have question marks, we have exclamation mark. So we have to read it differently with different intonation, tone. Got high blood pressure? It's like what? It's like asking, but it's not actually asking. Okay? Got high blood pressure? It's a rhetorical question يعني يسمونه. Try truffle. Worried about heart disease? Buy bonbon. Buy bonbon. Okay. It's the best news in years. Exclamation point. Okay, Jade. Studies in 2 prestigious scientific journals say dark chocolate is good for you. It seems that eating a small piece of dark chocolate regularly can reduce the risk of heart disease because dark chocolate, but not milk chocolate or white chocolate, contains high amounts of flavonoids, powerful cholesterol-fighting compounds. Cholesterol-fighting compounds. What is the next health food going to be? Ice cream? Sugar cookies? There are so many conflicting news stories about which foods are good for you that it is often difficult to make the right choices at the supermarket. Zainab Mahdi Mahsen, اقري paragraph number 3.
نعم دكتور. The pilgrims who arrived in Damascus in 1620 came to find religious freedom in the
مرة أخرى زينب اقري لي من البداية. اقري لي من البداية زينب.
ماشي.
نعم.
نعم دكتور. The pilgrims who arrived in Damascus in 1620 came to find religious freedom in the 17th and 18th centuries. Large numbers of African men and women were brought as slaves to work on large plantations in the south. Immigrants from northern
Thank you very much.
and
Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
نبأ سجاد.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, please go ahead.
Immigrants from the northern and the southern airport come into the early 19th century to
لا اقري لي من بالله من اول مما قرأتي. منين قرأتي؟
immigrants.
Okay, immigrants. Okay.
Yes. Immigrants from the northern and the
ماكو ذا نبأ. منين جبتي ذا؟ Immigrants from. نعم.
Immigrants from northern and southern implementations in the south. Airports come in the early 19th century to space for economic conditions at home. Later in the 19th century, the first immigrants from the China come as contract laborers to build the relatives communication east and west.
Thank you very
The
much, Naba. Thank you very much. Okay, Karim Jode.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, go ahead.
In the 20th century, political and economic refugees arrived from Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America. Indeed, the United States has seen immigrants come from many different parts of the world. They have come from many different reasons. Their ability to adjust the life in their adapted land has depended on several factors.
Okay, thank you very much. Paragraph number 4. فاطمة هاشم ما قريتي مو؟
Yes, doctor.
نعم, please.
Got high blood pressure. Try truffle. Worried about her disease. By Bonbon. It's the best news. Studies in two breast scientific journals say dark chocolate is good for you. It seems that eating a small piece of dark chocolate regularly can reduce the risk of heart disease because dark chocolate, but not milk chocolate or white chocolate, contains a high amounts of
Flavonoids. Thank you very
flavonoids.
much. Thank you very much. عذراء سبتي.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please.
But not milk chocolate or white chocolate contain a high amount of the aflatoxins, powerful chocolater fighting compounds. What is the next high found going to be? Ice cream, sugar, cookies. There are so many conflicting news stories about which foods are good for you that is often difficult to make the right choices to the supermarket.
Okay, thank you very much. ما ادري بيا ماده انتم تقرون يعني مثلا سواء كانت حضوري او الكترونيك. يا ماده تقرون.
مسرحية.
المسرحية.
رواية.
بعد
دكتور.
مسرحيه وروايه لو بس مسرحيه؟
اكثر شيء مسرحيه بس روايه بعد ما بدأنا بها.
اوكي, مسرحيه منو يجيكم؟
دكتور شوكت.
اوكي. يعني عندكم مثلا فد سكشنز بالمسرحيه, فد شنو تقرون؟ ايش قد تقرون مثلا؟
يعني
دكتور شخصيات يعني كل شخص
يعني
دايلوجز يعني. اوكي تحتاجون يعني دروس كثيره بالقراءه تحتاجون دروس كثيره جدا جدا, وهي يعني مساله اساسيه. هذه يعتبروها نصيحه. بعدنا في بدايه السنه وكل المواد تعتمد على القراءه, لكن مع الاسف جاي تعتمدون على اليمن على الحفظ. انتم جاي تعتمدون على الحفظ, والحفظ ما له علاقه لا بقراءه ولا باي شيء. يعني ممكن الطالب يقضي 4 سنوات من الاول للرابع وهو ما قاري بصوت عالي, مجرد يحفظ, يشيك نفسه حافظ على مود يروح للامتحان ويخلص من هذا اللي حفظه وتنتهي القضيه. حفظه بعد سايلنتلي, حفظه with reading مثلا خطا, يعني mistakes in pronunciation, mistakes in reading. لازم تعلم نفسك على القراءه. ليش؟ لانه هاي مرحله مو فقط تحتاجها الان, تحتاجها بعدين. اذا انت يعني طالب يعني تعتز بما تتعلمه الان, انت مثلا عندك رغبه في تعلم اللغه الانجليزيه، مو عندك يعني فقط تريد تخلص تحصل درجه شلون ما كان 50 بقرار دور ثاني دور عاشر ما اعرف شنو وتخلص. لا، اريدك تتعلم. فاذا تريد تتعلم لازم تقرا مو فقط التكست بوكس مالتك. واذا ما عندك مجال ما عندك ما اعرف شنو، اقرا التكست بوكس مالتك لكن اقراه بصوت عالي، يعني ثابر بالقراءه. عندك دراما اقرا، شنو مثلا عندي تحضير صفحتين ثلاثه، عندي شابتر، عندي سكشن، اقراه بصوت عالي، سوي براكتس عليه، اقراه عده مرات، اجي للدرس اشارك بالقراءه. كذلك عندي انا مثلا اساي رايتنج، لان انا هسه اذا اسوي لك اختبار بالرايتنج، هو اذا بالقراءه هذه المشكله، بالرايتنج شلون؟ فعندكم مشاكل كبيره بالقراءه. ارجو من عندكم تقرون سواء التكست بوكس او خارجي، تقرا فد شيء فد باراجرافز، easy paragraphs, easy short stories to train your tongues, to train your intonation, tone, tongue on reading fluently, reading correctly, reading with intonation, reading with tone, correct pronunciation, at least correct pronunciation of words. Don't add any definite articles, indefinite articles, words. Don't read the past يعني as present or present as becomes، تقراها became والى اخره. ليش؟ لانه ما مارس القراءه. الان نرجع الى سؤالنا اللي يتعلق ب these four paragraphs. These four paragraphs are sample paragraphs, model paragraphs. Each paragraph starts differently from the other. مثلا paragraph number 1 starts with what? Is it funnel or attention getting? What do you say?
Attention.
لا، ترفع ايدك تجاوبني، ترفع ايدك اقرا اسمك وتجاوبني. Introduction paragraph number 1. شهد عقيل.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please.
Attention.
Attention. It is not attention. It is attention getting.
Oh, okay. Attention.
Getting or getting attention paragraph. زين. Why?
Because he presents facts.
Because it presents facts?
Yes.
Okay. So what about Azra Septi?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, what kind of, yeah.
Because have I'm sorry, a dramatic story, Alaa.
Okay, it starts with dramatic story, not facts. Okay. Adwa, what do you say?
Yes, doctor, it's getting attention because the reader don't know anything about what happened after this, so he have to complete the reading to know.
Okay, so it starts with what? It starts with surprising facts?
No, maybe dramatic.
Okay, dramatic story.
Yes.
Good. Paragraph number 1 starts with a dramatic story. Okay, it's not funny story, it's a dramatic story. There are certain events, or there is a certain event or certain event the writer talked about. One day, a few miles off the southern coast of Iceland, the crew of a fishing boat. So there are characters, there are events, there is a story. So it starts with story. And this story is what? Dramatic. Getting the attention. It gets the attention of the reader. What will happen? What will happen then? What is happening actually? What was happening? What would happen then? It gets the attention of the reader. The last sentence specifically or in particular, the birth of Cersei as the island is named offered scientists an extra opportunity, yes, offered scientists an extra opportunity to learn how life takes hold on a sterile landmass. This is the thesis statement. This is the thesis statement. So it starts with dramatic story and ends with thesis statement. Good. What about paragraph number 2? فاطمة جعفر لأنه رافع إيدك فاطمة. نعم.
دكتور intention.
It is not intention. It is getting attention. Getting attention.
Getting
Why?
attention.
Why?
Because
What
he
yes.
starts with a fact.
Starts with what?
Fact.
With fact. So if it starts with fact, so it is getting attention. What do you say, other students? Okay, Fatima Jafar تقول it's getting attention because it starts with a fact. It talks about what? Can you tell me the topic of this paragraph? The subject of this paragraph? Fatima Jafar?
Doctor, is a final introduction.
Sorry, again?
Final introduction. Final introduction.
Funnel.
Yes, doctor.
Why not attention getting?
Because he starts with a fact, no surprising a fact. In general idea.
Okay, it starts with general idea. It talks about what?
It was about moving. Talks about culture shock.
Yes, culture shock and moving to a new country and its relation to, or the phenomenon of culture shock. When moving to a new country, there will be a culture shock to students, to tourists, to business travelers. All these types of people face culture shock when moving to a new culture, okay? New country. Okay, so it is a funnel type of introduction. Funnel type of introduction because it talks about, or it gives you a general background about the topic. Moving to a new country. It doesn't start with a short story. It doesn't start with a story, dramatic or funny story. It doesn't give you surprising facts. It doesn't tell you historical background or historical event. It just starts explaining something. It starts generally explaining that something and then narrowing down that specific point into the thesis statement. Thesis statement is the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. Although not everyone experiences culture shock in exactly the same way, many experts agree that it has roughly 5 stages. So, طلاب, what do you think the writer here will tackle or will write about in the body paragraphs of this introductory paragraph? يعني إذا عندنا body paragraphs ونكمل ال introductory paragraph نكملها ب body paragraphs، ايش راح نكتب عن شنو؟ علي فلاح عبد الحسن.
He's going to talk about culture shock and in the body paragraph he's going to talk about subdivisions of different stages of culture shock.
Excellent, Ali. Excellent. So we are going to talk about the culture shock as phenomenon and what are those 5 stages? What are those 5 stages? زين إذا we are going to talk about the 5 stages, how many paragraphs, how many body paragraphs do you expect to be there, Ali Falah?
Probably 5, but if some of them are very related, close to each other, we can put them in one paragraph.
Okay. Yes. If they are so limited, if they are so narrowed, yani if you explain or if you talk about these 5 stages narrowly, you can put them into one compact paragraph يعني condensed paragraph لكن it's better to write 5 paragraphs, 5 short body paragraphs to explain every stage. لكن إذا مثل ما قال علي فلاح إذا كانت المسألة جدا مختصرة يعني ما تحتاج إلى details ممكن نسوي لها فد condensed body paragraph ونخليها في one body paragraph. لكن إذا قلت مثلا for 3 or 5 طبعا stages normally we have to write 5 paragraphs بالessays. إذا قلت مثلا for the following 3 reasons لازم كل reason تعالجه في paragraph independently. And all these reasons, all these stages should be connected to each other and they all support what? Who can tell me? Support what? Support your thesis statement. كل البودي paragraphs defend, support, boost, give evidence to, related to your focal point, your specific, your central point, which is conveyed in your thesis statement. Okay. And then introductory paragraph 2 is a funnel type of introductory paragraph because it starts with a general background about the topic, explains it more specifically, narrowing it down until it reaches the specific thesis statement. Paragraph number 3, Zainab Faleh.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Paragraph 3 is getting attention.
Why?
Because it is started with a fact and offering a historical background.
لا تشلبون بكلمة fact. يعني بالشرح مال getting attention شنو قلنا؟ قلنا 3 of the most common attention getting techniques are شنو? What are they? Telling dramatic or funny story, using surprising facts or statistics. إذا عندنا surprising facts يعني مو كل ما تجاوب تقول لي facts. لا هذه مثل ما قالت الطالبة قالت starts with historical event. مبينة من التواريخ 1620 Massachusetts, pilgrims, 17th and 18th centuries, how they came to the United States, from where, telling historical events. So it is getting attention. حتى تعرف هذا to capture attention. So what then? What will happen when they came? From where they came? And why they came? So these are historical events. And the thesis statement is stated as the last sentence of this paragraph. Their ability to adjust to life in their adopted land has depended on several factors. So بالbody paragraphs of this introductory paragraph راح نتكلم عن شنو؟ راح نتكلم عن those several factors. How these immigrants adopted themselves to the new what? To the new place, to the new land they came to. يعني كيف هؤلاء الاميجرانتس المهاجرين من اماكن مختلفة from Asia, from from China, from Asia in general, from Eastern Europe, from Latin America, they came to the United States and they are laborers, they worked, okay? So they adopted themselves to the new land of the United States, and these factors, or there are several factors how they adopted themselves. راح نتكلم عنها وين بالbody paragraphs. Paragraph number 4, Zainab Faleh.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
I'm getting attention.
لا اوكي زين فالح توني سألتك يمكن طالب آخر. طالب آخر يجاوبني what type of paragraph is this? What type of introductory paragraph? طلاب paragraph جدا واضح يعني. فواطم يعقوب.
نعم دكتور.
Yes,
Funnel
please.
introduction.
Sorry?
Funnel introduction.
Funnel introduction. Yes, why? فواطم, why?
Because the paragraph, the general statement.
Where is the general statement? Yes, somebody else? Students? What do you say? Do you agree with فواطم? And why? طلاب, نشاطكم شوية بشعبة جيم ودال مو مثل ألف وباء. ألف وباء. ألف وباء يعني قراءتهم, طبعا مو كلهم, قراءتهم, نشاطهم, يعني أجوبتهم, ينطون ديتيلز بالأجوبة أكثر من عندكم. علي فلاح.
It's actually attention getting, because in the paragraph he introduces the surprising facts.
Surprising facts. Yeah, excellent. It starts with surprising facts. Getting your attention by giving those rhetorical questions. What fact, Ali? What surprising fact is this?
For example, people who are who have high blood pressure, calories can affect them, so they eat sweets with less calories, such as like bonbon or for
Dark
example,
chocolate. Okay.
Chocolates.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because we know that we know, generally speaking, commonly, and people know that chocolate is what is not good for our health. Chocolate is not good for our health. We all know that. So what's surprising fact is this. The writer talks about certain certain medical statements about how useful is eating pieces regularly of what? Pieces of dark chocolate, but regularly. But what? He warns us, he or she warns us against, for example, white or any milk chocolate. Just he focuses on the dark chocolate. And the dark chocolate is what? Is good for our health. Why? Because it has flavonoids. Flavonoids is what? Is powerful cholesterol fighting compounds. The surprising facts. Surprising facts. Okay. And the last sentence is the thesis statement. There are so many conflicting news stories about which foods are good for you that it is often difficult to make the right choices at the supermarket because we don't know everything about these foods. Which foods, what types of foods are useful. Sometimes we get surprised by some foods, by some information about foods. تحضيركم للمحاضرة المقبلة طلاب. المحاضرة المقبلة كذلك بال10:30 إلى 12 إلى الساعة 12 ولو شوية عبرنا لأن صار عندنا انقطاع. ب12:30 تحضرون عند الشعبتين، تحضرون عند الدكتور أحمد مادة البحث. تحضيركم هو تقرون المقالة اللي في بداية الشابتر on page 75 وراح أختبركم بالقراءة. طلاب سمعوني عدل، راح اختبركم بالقراءة، قراءة الاساي on 75-76. اوكي، تقروها تحللوا لي الانترودكتوري باراجراف نمبر 1 راح نحلله. What type of paragraph is this? Is it funnel or attention getting؟ هذا واحد. وكذلك تحضروا لي ضروري تحضروا لي from pages 82 إلى 85 راح نتكلم ونحلل ونحل تمارين عن الثيسيس ستيتمنت. ثيسيس ستيتمنت. اوكي، يلا نشوفكم بالخير وممكن تغادرون بشكل سريع إلا إذا واحد عنده سؤال معين يسأل. لكن البقية أرجو المغادرة، اللي ما عنده سؤال يغادر. سجاد صباح موجود؟ علي حسن؟ محمد علي سعد؟ ومنار عدنان.